today's webinar. Josh Clark began his career as a promoter for Neolife International at the age of 18 through inspiration from his mother, who is a social entrepreneur. Several years later, he married his childhood sweetheart, and together they built an international business that his wife still runs today. At the age of 30, he decided to run for public office with the desire to impact health policy and make entrepreneurship more accessible to everyone. After winning a landslide election, he served on several committees, including health and small business development and job creation, among others. He ended up walking away unopposed for a third term to tackle a challenge that, in his words, can only be solved in the private sector. Today, he serves as the VP of Sales for North America here at Neolife International. I think you'll find that he brings a unique perspective with experience in both the public and private sector. I now introduce to you Josh Clark.
Thank you so much, Erica, and welcome everyone to, as Erica said, The Ideal Business. Today, we're focusing in on real estate professionals, although this information applies to everyone, I think you'll find. But to get started, I'd like to just quickly share a little bit of, introduce you to our family, a little bit of our story, and add on to kind of where Erica left off. But this is my beautiful wife, Chelsea, and our 6 children. And both my wife and I feel that we had the privilege of growing up with home-based businesses. And so it really gave us an appreciation for being an entrepreneur. And we feel like it also enhanced our education and life experiences through going through that. And so now we're grateful that our children are also getting the same experience. Today, you may be asking, well, why would I want to start a business, especially considering everything that's going on today? Perhaps, of course, as real estate professionals, most of you have your own business. You're an independent contractor. But why would you start another business? Well, great question. Of course, today we're dealing with some unprecedented challenges that we certainly weren't expecting when we started off this year. We're experiencing what according to the International Monetary Fund, they're saying it's the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression. And of course, we're beginning to see some positive news as we work our way out of this, but none of us know what the future holds. But what many of us are realizing more than ever is that a plan B just makes sense. Because if we've been in the real estate profession for any time, we know that it is cyclatory. It operates in cycles. There's periods of growth and expansion followed by economic slowdown. In fact, even as an entrepreneur myself and as an investor in real estate since the early days of my entrepreneurial career, years later, I would become a real estate professional. In fact, I would open my own brokerage. And I've certainly, again, witnessed this as well, seen the cycles and have seen people go from feast to famine and realize that everybody needs a plan B. And so I'm really excited about the plan B, or for some, it may be a plan C that we're going to talk about today. Because, as CNBC points out, we don't know how long it's going to take people to recover from, lost wages. Now, I'm thankful to see there's positive news in the real estate markets today. But again, it's just a matter of time, as we know. So this is kind of our wake-up call. So why is Neolife the ideal business for real estate professionals? Well, number one, we have essential and unique products. Now, when I say essential, I'm very proud to point out the U.S. Department of Homeland Security categorized our business as essential. And then unique products. Let's talk about essential and unique. Well, just last year, a 27-year global diet study was published in the Journal of the Lancet, and as you can see, CNN covered the story. And what the conclusion was that what we aren't eating is killing us, a global study finds. What is it that we aren't eating? Well, the 5 biggest deficiencies, as they pointed out here in the U.S., and Canada was right in line with this, was number 1, a lack of whole grains, followed by low fruits, low nuts and seeds, low omega-3s, and low vegetables. By the way, the business we're going to talk about today, guess what our first product was? It was an essential fatty acid product that provided the phytolipids and phytosterols that are being stripped out of the whole grains today. Now that's, 27 years later, last year, the global diet confirmed global diet study confirms this is the biggest efficiency. So again, essential, unique products. But here's an example of one of our products. Speaking of the fruit and vegetable gap, this was carotenoid complex, which was proven by USDA researchers to boost immune capacity by 37% in just 20 days. This was published in peer-reviewed journals around the world, and it was so unique, it was patented. So you're getting 80 plus pounds of raw fruits and vegetables in this one, our box of Pro Vitality. So that is unique. That is essential. And today, more than ever, sales are higher than they've ever been because where people are more enlightened. They're more aware of the importance of this. So here's my own mother's story. This is my mother, and she had 10 children missing a kidney, a spleen, and an adrenal. Now that caused major health challenges. In fact, they continued to get worse through the years, even though we were eating very healthy. In fact, we went to great lengths with a small farm with goats and chickens for fresh eggs and fresh milk and a big garden. We tried lots of different vitamins out there and became very disenfranchised with what we witnessed and what we experienced. And then someone shared this information. Now, this is my mother, 28 years later, running the largest 10K road race in the world and recently just ran a half marathon. So again, I'm very proud of the products. That's number one. Number two is an equal opportunity. I love it that Neolife does not discriminate by age, race, sex, demographic, who you are, where you come from, or even what your financial background is or status. In fact, you can start this business for less than $100. Talk about equal opportunity. I was thankful for that at the age of 18 years old. In fact, that is when I got started. A proven business model. Well, how proven? Well, take a look at this. Our business model in the last several years, consecutive every year, has improved on the previous year. In fact, you've probably heard of Warren Buffett, the most successful investor of the 20th century. Last I checked, he owns 3 companies in the direct sales or network marketing industry, and he says it's one of the best investments he's ever made. If it's done right, it's the most fair, ethical, and powerful form of distribution that is more accepted today than has ever been. Next, maximize your impact. My mother always said to me, Josh, how can you use, in fact, I wish I had $1 for every time she said this, how can you use your gifts, your talents, your abilities, your opportunities to maximize the impact of your life? Life is short, and studies show that the greatest satisfaction comes from not riches, although it's nice to be able to pay your bills and to have security, but really through contribution to others. If you can do that at the same time, that's a win-win. In fact, women are driving the social entrepreneurship and that's what our business is. Our business owners are social entrepreneurs. By definition, it means that they're identifying and filling real challenges within their communities. More than ever today, chronic diseases, poor wellness, sickness is plaguing our society. 3 out of every 4 deaths will be caused by those. Now, that was predicted over a decade ago, and now it's true, according to the World Health Organization and the CDC. So we're filling real needs. We're also developing unlimited residual income. What do I mean by that? This is beautiful. You real estate professionals, you'll know what I mean by this. Imagine your hard work getting paid back for that every time they order. Imagine they buy a house every month. Okay. Too good to be true. I know. But with our products, because they work and deliver results, you're getting paid just like that. That's why real estate professionals love this business. Okay. Freedom and flexibility. Well, how about a business that you can do part-time, full-time? Most people start at part-time and then they built, like many of our real estate professionals, and then they might decide to take it into full-time. You're going to hear some of those today. Flexibility. How about being able to run your business from anywhere? Can you imagine that? Not being forced into a geographical area. I can literally take my cell phone right here and run my business anywhere in the world. That's freedom. How about community? How about working with people that you want to work with? How about, people that you enjoy being around so much that you actually want your children to be around them, and you're bringing them to the events, you're bringing them to the conferences, you want to go on vacation and travel the world, And that is actually a Harvard, the longest longitudinal study ever by Harvard has discovered that the number one key to happiness is community. Okay, so I love that. And then personal growth and development. My mother was huge about this, constantly challenging us to read and grow and develop. Well, I love a business that every day in this business, I am growing. 5 years from now, I don't expect, my goal is that you won't even recognize me. Well, we invest in that heavily as a company, and our business partners reap the benefits of that. Whether it's some of our online events, offline events, and tools and resources that we provide. How about business ownership without business risk and overhead? Well, if you're going to have a plan B or a plan C, wouldn't it be nice to have one that doesn't have any risk to it? I mean, yeah, you invest $100, less than that. Maybe that's, I guess that's risk, but it's risk we can all manage, right? Speaking of overhead, I got an overhead light here in the office. But when you run your business from your home, well, you're going to have that overhead light on regardless. So you're going to pay your electricity bill. So very little risk. And you don't have to worry about, like a friend of mine, one of my neighbors, 300 employees. When this whole COVID outbreak happened, he was worried about, would he have to lay them off? Would he be able to continue to provide jobs for them? Well, not in this business. Next, a recession-proof business. As I said earlier, our business partners are having their best months ever. And this is something that we've tracked and we've noticed historically through recessions because our products are unique and essential. And also, when people want to earn extra income, during a recession, it's very hard to go start a business when capital is dry or challenging to get your hands on. Well, for less than $100, you can start this business. So it also, the need is greater than ever, especially in an immune crisis caused recession. But again, historically, it's always been this way. We do better. Tax benefits. Well, this is something that, as my CPA pointed out, he said, Josh, this is a great business for everyone. Well, it's not only he noticed that, but Sandy Bakken, who's an IRS insider and an auditor, wrote a book called Lower Your Taxes Big Time, where he said the average family could save around $5,000 a year by just starting a home-based business. Wow, right? So now that that light in my office, the room where I'm running my business, that portion of the house can be written off. Tax write-offs help you save on taxes. So now I am not a CPA, so talk to your CPA, but I will tell you this, I have written tax law as a former state congressman. And so I'm telling you the tax laws are written to a large extent, for self-employed, for small business owners. So this is a no-brainer. Next, we got a ground floor opportunity, meaning we are a household name in many countries around the world, yet in the U.S., most people haven't heard of us yet, and yet we're growing at a very rapid clip right now. So it's a great time to get involved. We're debt-free, rock solid. You can expand your business globally all over the world and yet experience what I believe will be the most exciting decade here ahead of us. And we're having a lot of fun. To me, all work, no fun. Well, that's a killer right there. So we want you to have a good time. And I want you to hear from some of our partners who we're blessed to get to work with, who can share with you in their own words how this business has contributed to their life and their income security as well. So we're going to go hear from Jan Hickey. Jan is a real estate professional out in Idaho who is doing very well with her Neolife business. Jan, are you there? Jan, if you'll turn on your video and join me.
I am here and having
There you go. I just sent you a request to turn on the video. There we go. Perfect.
Thank you. It's always
Jan,
fun
share
with
with us
Zoom.
your story, please.
Well, I'd love to, and thanks for having me, and welcome everyone today. I am a real estate agent in Boise, Idaho, so it's, and I think a lot of agents are experiencing this now. It's really, it's a good time to be in real estate. I love it, and our market is very, very strong. In this area and pretty much in the West. I can't speak for other markets, but I know that that we're having a lot of fun here. But I wanted to start with my Neolife story and just share a little bit about why we're drawn to Neolife. Health is so important to all of us, and I'm married to a chiropractor, and I have a son that's a chiropractor. And my son was having some pretty severe health issues about 10 years ago. He had mold toxicity, and it just really impacted him physically and emotionally. It was just a real struggle. He was a college student. And he landed on a group of folks who are just very dedicated to sharing Neolife. And through that process, he became very healthy. And it was really interesting because my husband has been very much into holistic health and supplements, but he's never seen the results that John had. So it's been an awesome time for him to shift over the last several years and just really be able to help people in his practice, and my son as well. I've also, so we got involved in just, taking the Neolife products at that point. But one of the things that really resonates with me and with many of you is just the wellness issue. It's enough to feel like you're not battling a health issue, but to really feel wellness, that's one of the things that we've really experienced. So for us, not just the prevention part, but just really feeling great, and then helping people have the opportunity to do things that they normally wouldn't do. And we've just seen that in working with these products over the years. I spent several years in the corporate world, and as a leader and manager, there was some things that I really struggled with. And one was just feeling really limited. So I think that, certainly in my life, being able to step out of the corporate world and go into real estate has just really been a blessing, because some things that are really important to me that we find in real estate are, just the freedom. It can be lucrative. There's always a challenge. And for me, probably the most important part is just working with people. Well, in real estate, we all, and really in a lot of self-employed, self-businesses, we see and connect with people. And that's what's really important to me. So it's led me to really, take a second look at being, in Neolife and using that as an opportunity. And as a business, we see the challenges that people have physically as they're looking at houses and as we're helping them get into their dream houses. So it led me a couple of years ago to start a Neolife business and do a dual business with my real estate. And I just want to share, one of the things that I really struggled with was, being taken seriously as having kind of a second gig on the side. But I just had the ability to really feather that in. And even like on my LinkedIn page, I have the quote that says, I help people find their dream home and then live healthy in it. So it's just been an awesome opportunity for me to be in Neolife, to share this with people and to actually do both businesses. And it's been awesome. And one of the things that I do, just like, for example, is I feather the business in to Neolife into my real estate, and all my closing gifts are cleaning products that are completely safe. So anyway, I just want to end with saying that I feel great physically, because there is a lot of stress in real estate, and I also have the opportunity to help people, and it really has helped, from my standpoint, take away some of the risk of just being in a volatile markets, and also give people an opportunity to have a second income and help people along the way. So that's my story.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Jan. And what a unique story with seeing your own son's health transform while in chiropractic school. And crazy that I've heard your husband talk about how he had the very best supplements that are generally available in the market that only health professionals can even get to. And he found that they wouldn't, as you shared earlier, they weren't able to help your son get well. And so cool that you found a plan B that's products that's helped your family like that. So thanks for jumping on and sharing with us your story.
You betcha. Thank you.
All right. Well, next we're going to go hear from David Clark in Georgia. David Clark is a U.S. Army Ranger who is now joining Special Ops. David, please turn on your video. I'm going to ask you to unmute. There you go. If you'll turn on your video and unmute. Okay. Just that you request to start your video as well. Perfect. David is also Special Ops. And in fact, he's kind of limited on what he can say about some of that. But I'll tell you this. I don't say this just because he's my brother, but all of you agree he's an American hero. He's also a current Georgia state representative, state congressman. And David, thank you for joining us today. I know you're getting ready to head out and serve your country again in another operation, but thank you. I'm so glad you're able to be here with us today. Please share with us your story, how you found this to be the ideal business.
On today. Yeah, our story goes back, our families, as a lot of people know, goes back almost 30 years ago. And it's a company, a product that I absolutely believe in. I've seen it change my mom's health. And it's just been a huge, huge blessing to us, the products and also the business. But I didn't jump headfirst into the Neolife business when I was 18 like Josh did. Went off in the military, and then Josh, myself, another brother, we started a real estate firm. But what hit me about the power of Neolife and the residual income, which I should have picked up faster, but I picked it up when Josh walked in one day into the office and said, "Hey, I'm heading off to do some deep sea fishing for the weekend. Do you want to come and go fishing?" And it's something I love to do. Would have loved to say yes, but I had house showings, and I needed to get, I needed to close some houses, get some commissions to pay my bills, or else, I'm not going to have money in the bank. But Josh went deep sea fishing, and his one of his best friends caught a 700-pound blue marlin. And I mean, that's a trophy catch of a lifetime. And the memories they made, I couldn't make them. And it hit me at that moment was, Josh had that residual income coming in. He was able to take off and not have to worry about showing homes, making those commissions. And also hit me was also in the real estate world, some great money. But once you sell a house, you have to sell another one because that commission, that money is going to go away eventually. And with Neolife, you are able to make that residual income every single month. And so at that moment, I decided to jump in head first. And, I look back now, it's been a huge blessing to me, to my family, being able to serve currently in the state house, back in the military. It's not a ton of money in either one of those. But with the Neolife, my family is able to live a stress-free life, and it just really, it's a blessing. Every month there's a Neolife check, and it's something that I'm blessed to be doing, and it's something that I encourage others. That this business gives you the opportunity to live a debt-free and a stress-free life. It's up to us to say yes to that opportunity, and especially in these trying times that we're facing, Neolife can give that guaranteed security. If we say yes and we jump in head first, and we give it our all, it will repay you tenfold.
Thank you so much, David, and thank you for serving our country and also being involved in a business that's providing you residual income and touching so many lives at the same time. Thank you, David. So proud of you. All right, folks, last but not least, we're going to go to Nashville, Tennessee, and we're going to hear from Alan Blaine. Alan Blaine is a former real estate broker, ran a very large real estate investment firm. I'll let him share with you his story. Alan?
Hey, Josh, thanks for having me on. Excited to get to share just a little snippet of our story, which actually goes back when my wife and I were in the early years of our marriage. Believe it or not, I was a police officer with the California Highway Patrol for several years. I always desired, probably like most people, I desired something that I was going to spend most of my waking hours doing that I actually enjoyed, that was exciting to me. And like many people, I believe I desired something that was meaningful and purposeful and impactful. And that's why I chose that profession. The things that after being a police officer for a few years, I realized weren't the things I was enjoying so much was that ceiling on my income, that there was really nothing I could do about it because there was only so much overtime I could work. And I did value time with my family. And that was the other thing, the lack of time freedom I had that I desired, again, to spend more time doing the things I wanted to do, the number one thing being spending time with my family. And so that's when I transitioned into real estate building. And I was a licensed real estate broker as well for many years. And while the income was incredible, through good times and bad, was blessed to have some near 7-figure income years. And that side of it was great. And it's, great work and all that. What I realized there was that I didn't have the freedom, and this was mentioned by David just a minute ago. I did not have the leverage of my time and income that led to the freedom I desired to really spend more time with my family and doing the things I was called to do. And I felt like I could be, my life could be, my work life could be making more of an impact in other people's life on a more meaningful level than even what I was doing in real estate. And so that's why, having a history of using the Neolife product since the year 2000, 20 years ago, with amazing results, that's why in 2015, 5 years ago, I started with my wife part-time on the side, has been talked about, a plan B that eventually became our plan A, but this Neolife business 5 years ago in 2015. By 2016, it had not at all replaced my income, but it was a six-figure passive income, which is the key to me, passive. And I was able to then transition full-time in 2016 and been full-time ever since, Josh. And it's been amazing. The impact in other people's lives is worth more than all the money in the world. The money's incredible. We've obviously grown it from there over the last 4 years of being full-time. And I just love the freedom that it delivers. I mean, because of this business, which I could not have done in real estate, I was able to relocate my family from Spokane, Washington to Nashville, Tennessee, where we live now 2 years ago. I mean, this business delivers the ultimate freedom, ultimate impact, and, ultimate impact on other, or purpose, I feel like, in my life. So thank you for letting me share.
Thank you so much, Alan, for sharing your story. And folks, we're, as you've heard from our business partners, they're having a lot of success. They're having fun. All of these have been able to travel with us and incredible trips around the world. And they are, varying different levels, meaning some are doing this part-time, some are doing this full-time. So as you can see, whatever your interests are, I think you have a business that could be ideal for you. And, but finally, you may have one of a couple of questions that may be remaining. And one of those may be, are the products affordable? The answer is yes, yes, and yes, and I'll let you be the judge. But Pro Vitality contains 4 different products, not just a multi, but it's so much more than that. Provides the essential fatty acids, the fruits and vegetables, the omega-3s, plus your multi, all in one convenient box. And it costs only $1.62 per day. And as you can see, the Canadian price right below. So I think you'll agree, definitely affordable. The next question is, are the business startup costs reasonable? Now, I think you already probably picked up on that. For less than $100, you can start your own business. I think that's more than reasonable. So with that, though, you're able to not only get started, start your own business, but with that, you're going to get access to tools and resources. So you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. You're going to have a business partner, a coach there to support you along the way. You're going to get a business kit where you're going to have materials and you're going to get a free product. You're going to get snack bars to try. You're going to get access to technology like your own website, your own back office, where you can track everything, full of all kinds of resources to help you to be able to organize your business, track and analyze. And then you're also going to get apps. One of those apps allows you to send audio, video, brochures, and even track when they looked at it or watched it or how much they watched of it. So then you know how to follow up and serve and support them. So it is easier than ever today. And it's no wonder our business partners are seeing such extraordinary growth. Okay, so the other thing I want to point out that I think that I love is a win-win. In other words, people can try the products. If they're not satisfied, get a complete satisfaction guarantee. Now, where do you get a better win-win scenario than that? Especially during this period in time, I say, you know what? It can make all the difference in the world. Go ahead and try the products, protect your health without a risk. Okay, next, can I really make money? Well, our business partners certainly answered that question, but let me show you what can be achievable in a month. Now, for some, they may do it in a month. They may do it in 6 months. It may take a year. At the end of the day, it's entirely up to you, but it's residual income, like my brother spoke to, that you're getting paid month after month after month, even when he's out serving our country and isn't able to do anything with his business, he's still getting paid. So what would that look like? Well, go out there and help 12 customers. Help 3 people do the exact same, and now you could be earning on average $1,000, in fact, more than $1,000 at that size of business. Okay, now I wonder, have you ever asked yourself or thought to yourself, if I was just given a real chance, I think I could succeed. and I think I could succeed in a big way. Well, I believe now, thanks to our business partners sharing their stories with you, you've been given that chance. But the decision is entirely yours. We love that our job is simply to educate and inform, and we trust you to make the decision that's best for you. So as I see it, there's 3 options. You might be saying, let's do it. What do I have to lose? Less than $100. And I get to protect my health. Let's launch a business today. In which case, welcome aboard. I can't wait to see you in our Getting Started training. Or maybe it's your B. I don't really want to earn any extra income right now, but it makes sense to try the products as a club member, a member of our wellness club. You join for free. You get a whole bunch of benefits. You could even get your products for free. Won't make anything, but you can share the products, help us in the trend of poor wellness, and get your products free. That's our way of saying thank you. So a lot of benefits there. Or you could be C, no thank you. I'm just not interested at all at this point in my life, in which case that's okay too. We've done our job. The decision is in your hands. I just ask you, get back to the person who invited you so they know where you're at, and they'll appreciate you taking your valuable time to be here today. And regardless of your decision, I wish you health, happiness, and I hope you have a super ultra awesome, as I like to say, fantastic week. God bless.